Hello everyone and welcome to another Top 5 Records video and another one in the series in which I'm taking a closer look at the full discography of David Bowie. And this is my second video and I've arrived at David Bowie's second album, David Bowie. Yeah, it says Space Oddity because in 1972 I believe it was reissued as Space Oddity with this cover. They jumped into the Ziggy Stardust hype and the first song from the David Bowie album, the second David Bowie album, because his first David Bowie album was also called David Bowie, and the second David Bowie album is also called David Bowie. But the first song of that album was called Space Oddity, and it was an incredible hit, so they reissued it as Space Oddity, and the fans always refer to it as Space Oddity because it's terrible that an artist released his two first albums both self-titled. Not even calling it David Bowie 2. Nah, madness. I'm also thinking, is he trying to wash his first album away? Because I believe he wasn't very proud of it. Understandably. Yet, coming at Space Oddity after having listened to David Bowie, it's incredible the difference. This is a completely different artist. No more music hall pop songs, but folk rock and psychedelic rock in a beautiful combination in which acoustic sounds and orchestral sound, there's an orchestra going on here, are mixed brilliantly. Now, what have I been listening to? I've been listening to both editions. This is the Orange label UK repress. An original on the Philips label is priceless. It goes for about €1,000 when you want to find it on Discogs. You can find a Dutch pressing with the same stampards because it's Philips is a Dutch label for $250 or $300, but I don't have that amount of money on me, so I'm not gonna do it. I've listened to the second UK in that regard. I've listened to the 2019 mix, which has some differences. Basically, the orchestra, all the instruments, the sound is much clearer. There's some reverb on the voice added, but I also noticed that there seems to be more definition in the voice, yet it has a little bit more reverb. So, given the choice between these two pressings, some songs are better on this one. I prefer Space Oddity and Memory of a Free Festival here, and actually the rest, they really come to life on this beautiful, gorgeous, very bright, but it's spot on. It's really a beautiful mix and pressing done by Tony Visconti, who did the original album, who produced the original album, apart from the single Space Oddity. And before I dive into details with regard to the album, the single, I have a Dutch pressing here, the first Dutch pressing of the single in stereo. It wasn't done by Tony Visconti, but this is my go-to version with regard to listening to the song Space Oddity. Now, having said all that, the album itself, it opens with Space Oddity, and that is obviously one hell of a song. It's one of his most famous songs. It was very often played during the moon landing in 1969. Bowie wrote it after seeing the film Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick, my favorite film. So I have a lot of emotions towards this song. It's an often played song, yet it's not even my favorite track from this album. After Space Oddity, he has a song Unwashed and Somewhat Slightly Dazed, which is a beautiful acoustic song, which he wrote at the time of his father's death. So there's a roughness to it, there's a darkness to it, and the entire record has a specific darkness, which is... this record is so completely different from the first David Bowie album. Not only that it's different genres. These are complete different genres, but the tone is also so much darker. It's a dark hippie album. Let's remind you is good. Signet Comité, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. It's good. Janine, a lovely ballad. An Occasional Dream, I love that one. Wild Eyed Boy from Freecloud. That's a masterpiece. That's one of his early masterpieces. Love that song. God Knows I'm Good. Very nice ballad. And he ends it off with one of my all-time favorite David Bowie songs, Memory of a Free Festival. That song tells a story of a festival. I believe he not only attended it, but his girlfriend at the time also organized it. And it is of an essential freedom. The way he describes that day and the ending of that day and the mood of what is yet to come shows of a writing craftsmanship. Not only musically, but even if you look solely at the lyrics, he can tell a story and put details in there which evoke emotions which are so recognizable, but there are no other songs that pinpointed to me the way he does it with that song. It's completely unique, and I get visions of a summer's day in a park in Berlin, the Görlitzer Park, when there were waves of smoke coming from barbecues in the air, and there was music everywhere, and that sense of freedom. The song captures memories of senses of freedom, and it's a masterpiece. I'm in complete awe of that song, and this album, it's so unique in Bowie's catalog, but not only his catalog. It's just a unique, brilliant album. So that's the strange thing. The album before this one was not interesting, and then on the edge of the 60s, he releases Space Oddity, which is just mesmerizing. Seriously. Especially in its 2019 mix. It is so grand there. The orchestra, the sound, the texture of the sound, the quality. It's an epic. It's a beautiful, dark, hippie epic. So, what do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!